East of the woods.
We're live. Is anybody on? How can you pull up Beast of the Woods?
On another. Oh, I just got a notification.
That's weird. I don't know why you're doing this, but it's Mark's fault we're doing this. Mark, won't you tell everybody what you're doing?
Well, there's nobody to tell right now. Up there where you see live at 40 seconds. Now, when
Uh-huh.
somebody comes in,
It shows 4, but I don't know who
it
they are.
does.
One of them's you. I don't know about the chat.
Oh, still crazy Chris. Hey, still crazy Chris.
How are you doing?
Boots on the ground with Barb. What's up?
What are y'all doing tonight? Because Mark and I are just goofing around.
There's Chris.
Yeah? Stephanie?
Stephanie?
Or is that Stevie? Is she still going on that thingamajig?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
You better tell these folks what's going on.
Ain't nothing going on. We're bored. It's been a long, rainy day at work, and we decided to get on here and chit chat about upcoming events that we don't have upcoming. Oh.
It's working, Larry. You got it all figured out.
Yeah. But why am I figuring it out?
Well, because I'm not there to hold your hand.
That's right. Well.
Uh-oh.
There's Jamie. Jamie, did you have a good day at work today? Let's talk Bigfoot. Y'all want to? You know anything that's going on with Bigfoot? Volume is low.
Volume low.
How did I do that?
Let's see, Stevie, is it just Larry's volume or is it both of our volume? Is anybody else having a volume?
Anyone?
Both.
Both.
Let me go.
Oh, I don't know what
loud
that
and
was.
clear for both here. Okay, thanks, EEP.
EVP.
Chris says that he can hear us fine. I'm just going to go to my audio settings.
Well, that's what I was looking at, but Larry is lower. That's normal, though. I always try to keep mine low so I don't have to talk as much.
Check.
Is that right? Check. 3, 2.
Stephanie needs to turn the volume up, is what Miss Jones said.
I can turn my volume up, but it may get too loud. I don't know. I've got it on automatic. Stephanie. That's what Debbie said. Have I entered an alternate reality? Is that really you? Dust is good, beast is low. Well, how about that?
You sound fine on my end. I'm not sure.
I'm not either.
Jamie, here's the train a coming. This is the porch special. Hey, Wonder
Oh,
Woman.
I hope everybody's having a good night, better than I had a good day.
Jeannie Lee. Hey.
Man, it poured down rain.
Oh, gosh, it did.
Hey, did you hear about what happened at Reelfoot? I
No.
really don't want to. Man, somebody got into altercation over duck, something at a duck blind,
Uh-huh.
and a dude shot two other guys. They're in their mid-20s, killed them over duck hunting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No, that didn't make the Memphis news.
It
It kind of,
will. It just happened this morning about 11 or so. Crazy. Has anybody got any good Bigfoot stories they want to share? Mark does. Mark, won't you tell them about that encounter we had at Oklahoma when it walked up on our hammocks?
man, you were sick as a dog all day. And then we ran the roads. I think I had to speak at that conference during the day.
Now, let me ask you this. How do you feel about speaking at those conferences?
I hate speaking at those conferences. But I enjoy the people
Yeah,
that that come and just to be able to talk. That's how I met Doug Shotter.
yeah,
Because I was speaking at that one in Arkansas, and he just come up to me and just started talking to me, and
yeah.
um, Mark to get back with me on those videos. I'm sorry, Chris. I looked at them, but uh, and they were pretty cool. But I'm just not no. I don't have the software for videos um, to be able to really do any analyzing. We used to have a guy in our group that did all of our video and pictures and stuff, and because he had some GOV software,
Yeah.
and but he's not with us any
And
longer.
Mark run him off. Fired. Said you're fired. No, he didn't fire him. It was just a something.
um,
But uh-huh.
well, I was just going to say, there's got to be somebody out there that has the knowledge and the software to be able to look at them, and be able to analyze them. And
I thought that's what Beast was set up for.
now Beast was set up for audio.
Oh, what happened there?
We do audio.
When's the last time you deployed a recorder? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I guess it was 3 weeks ago.
It sure was cold.
Yeah.
Won't you tell them about that trip real quick? They love hearing you tell about our trips.
I don't
we,
know. Maybe Thursday night, maybe I can go back and uh, look at some of our old videos, and we can throw some of our old videos up there. I know when Larry and I first got out, we started uh, going out and setting out recorders and going to LBL and camping and all that. I was filming and documenting everything we did. And we would film. We would have Mike McSwain with us, and we would show starting the recorder and hanging the recorder up, and and do a little intro on it, and then when we went back to retrieve the recorders, we do the same thing. And I
Uh,
imagine we put out about a dozen of these videos. And Larry says, "Look, deploying these recorders is in every video. These videos are 35 minutes long and 15 minutes of it's deployed." He goes, "You need to shorten the videos to under 15 minutes because folks sitting up in the doctor's office and they ain't got 30 minutes. They got
yeah.
15 minutes." And so, but we did, man, we were sitting in recorders out, documenting, doing narration on them.
I think the first 4 or 5 videos, every video was, well, this recorder's recorded 23 hours. And then you talk about how many minutes of audio, and it was something else.
uh,
Oh, we still don't have a clue what we're doing, but we
no.
have method or madness. But oh, I look back on them. I think I got a video of you trying to do a wood knock with a rotten limb, and it busts everywhere. That's the only wood knock we've ever done out in the field.
Yeah.
uh,
Larry, why don't you tell them how many people we got online? Can you tell how many we got online?
18.
18.
Moog just got on.
Moog. Hey, Moog.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell everybody that
the
time
18.
that Bear sent us out for an investigation and we went deep. Man, we were back there deep. And it wasn't no running for the trucks back as far back as we were at.
Yeah.
And you let out that call, and Shelly just about lost it.
Oh,
She
yeah.
tell them about that, Larry.
We went back to retrieve some recorders or something. Now, this guy that we were investigating had said that uh, a bull had been stolen, and he thought a Bigfoot had taken it. Now, this wasn't a full-grown bull. It was like a 8-month-old bull, probably weighed probably 600 pounds or so. He kept it in a pallet fence. That bull could have walked out of there and went anywhere. But anyway, he claimed he had one come up to his back porch and this and that. So we went there to investigate it, and his son did have a credible story of seeing one cross the driveway and stuff. So we went out, and we went pretty far into the woods, and this is a swampy area. And we got way back in there, and Shelly's always, she was jumpy in the beginning whenever we got out in the woods. And I don't know if we heard a wood knock or something. We heard something, and we were standing there, and I just let out a guttural, deep growl, real loud. And Shelly looked at me with her eyes wide open and was like, "What the crap are you doing? Don't do that while we're out here." But she was scared to death, and I loved it. The only thing better than that was her crossing the log.
Oh, tell them about that, Larry.
Oh.
Man, she would kill me if I played that video clip Thursday night.
It's
She
on
would,
Sawdust Beast. We went go panning, and there was a big log that was down in the creek, and it was probably, what, 10 foot up, the
yeah,
angle of it? And
yeah.
I walked across the log and walked out with no problem. And Shelly was like, "I can't do that. I'll fall." And we're like, "No, you won't. Come on." But she sat down on that log and straddled it. and was pushing her way up it, and I was sitting there heckling her every time she did it. And she got to where she couldn't go forward. She was just moving backwards. So she turned around and was going backwards on it.
She backed up on it.
Yeah, she backed up on it. It was great. Man, it was great. We've had some fun. And that's what this is all about, is just having fun. And we do have fun, no doubt. And we eat a lot, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're ready for the blooper reels. There. Our blooper reels make it in the videos, usually. Oh.
I've been thinking about stuff that we could do for your channel. And if people are watching this, y'all give us some suggestions. But Larry and I like doing things that are not necessarily Bigfoot. And I know I got to watching this guy, and they were like modern day hobos. And they would jump on a train.
We're not going to do that.
and man, they'd go however far they wanted to. And I told Larry, I said we could do that. And then we found out later on the guy that was doing it got killed on the train. He got splattered. So Larry don't want to do that. But I have been watching this guy, and I'm going to tell you, he is a total dork. You look up dork in the dictionary, and this got this guy's mug right beside it. I guarantee you. But he does these videos to where let me see if I can pull something up.
Uh-oh. Are you going to share it?
Well, I was going to see if I could.
Yeah, you can, but then I'll have to figure out how to do it.
But anyway, it's called stealth camping, and this guy rides a bicycle, pulling a trailer, and apparently he's 47 years old. He's living with his mama, and he rides his bicycle, pulling this little trailer, and he goes somewhere and he stealth camps. And at the end of every paragraph, he's gonna say, "I'm stealth camping." And but Larry, we could do something like that. We could get Dylan to drop us off at some place that it may just be a little bitty. It could be 25 trees that are grown up together behind a Walgreens. And we could stealth camp overnight in
Hey, we could do that in downtown Memphis and see how long we could survive.
There you go.
No, I'm not in on that. But any of y'all got any ideas? I know everybody and their mama has a podcast on YouTube nowadays. What's some different things y'all might want to see or hear or anything? I don't know. Come on, Jamie. You always got some ideas.
I said we pull Jamie in it. I think we could hop a train up there to Indiana where Jamie's at.
I think so too. But Mogs has got the whole thing centered around him on the just ask a question and talk. And now he's getting guests.
Shoot,
He's got it worked out.
Moog's a rock star.
Yep.
It really is. It's one of my favorite channels.
If he wasn't on so late, it'd be one of my favorite ones. But it's my bedtime by the time he comes on. I make it through the first 15 minutes, and then I'm like, oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. Most embarrassing stories.
Oh,
Ooh.
I've got one.
It ain't about me, is it?
Yeah. The most important thing, where's the camera? Thumbs in it, Larry. Thumbs are very important.
They are important.
You want to tell the thumb story?
I don't know it right this second, but you start it, I'll probably know it. And then I'll have to delete this off my channel.
Well, well, it all started after we had been in the woods for about 4 days. And we went and picked out on pizza and Coca-Cola.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I'll tell you what happened. Whenever we go into the woods and we primitive camp, we usually take dehydrated food. So we live off that for 3 or 4 days, and usually water. And by the time you come out of the woods, you're thinking about what you want to eat, because you're not really hungry, starving, but you hadn't had any junk food in a while. So first thing me and Mark do is we decide where we want to eat and what we want to eat. So we're coming out of the woods in northern Georgia. Been in there with Cheryl Corntassel and Justin Edge for 3 days.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, Mark, what do you want? Double cheeseburger? You want pizza? What do you want? And Mark's like, well, there's a good pizza place. Shows 4 stars, 4.5. I said, all right, we'll do pizza. So we go down there. And man, we gorge on pizza and Coke and all that. And I'm feeling fine. And then we get out on the interstate. And I haven't eaten any of this stuff in a while. I hadn't even drank Coke previous to this for a while.
About 3 months, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And I just gorged on it. So, man, we get on that interstate, and we're, 30 miles out of Chattanooga?
Yeah.
Probably.
And Larry starts having contractions.
Oh, I look at Mark and say, man, where are them paper towels at? I'm fixing to have to pull over. And Mark, being the scout leader he is, says, man, there's an exit right up here, just a mile, just make it up there. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I can. And he's laughing, oh yeah. And I'm like, all right, we'll do it, but this is a mistake. So we hit that exit, and I look, and there's a McDonald's right there. And Mark's like, hit that McDonald's. I'm like, that's a mistake, because the first place everybody hits is at McDonald's. And I'm like, but I'm going to do it, but this is a mistake. So I roll in there, and at this point, I'm just clenching, trying to get in there. And I make the turn, and there's an old guy that stands up and gets in front of me and starts the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, no, this ain't going to be good. And so we hit the bathroom door. He turns to wash his hands, and I go into the bathroom. The door's shut, and I'm like, oh, somebody's in there. This ain't going to be good. And I hit the door, and it opens, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So at that point, I let go, and I start disrobing, and I dropped my pants, and I missed my drawers, and I sat down, and it's bad. Luckily, I had a knife, and I just cut loose and dropped it in the toilet. But that ain't the worst thing. The worst thing is, then I got to clean up, and there ain't no toilet paper. So I'm thinking, I'm waiting on this old guy to leave. There's paper towels in there. And I'm like, oh, he leaves. I go waddling out there. And there ain't no paper towels. I have to grab a dirty one out of the garbage to clean up. And then I have to finish up with a sock. A sock. And And then I go walking back outside, and Mark said, "Well, how'd it go?" And I said, "Not too good."
Uh,
Oh, but that's just one of our misadventures that never made it on a video. We've had all kinds, getting stuck and all kinds of stuff. What's your most embarrassing story there, Mark?
Man, I don't know. Uh, I mean, had that time that uh I got lost.
Yeah, that was
That
pretty
that
bad.
that was pretty embarrassing, and it was all just because I was going to take a shortcut, and I thought that I would cross the creek before we normally cross the creek, but I didn't know the creek branched off three times, and me and Larry, I think we were going to be camping what about 3 days that time
Yep.
In the middle of LBL, and so and I'm walking and I'm getting tired. Man, that backpack was heavy, and I thought, you know what? I'll just set this backpack down here beside the creek, and I will just walk 100 yards ahead and see because we had a little primitive shelter. We had built a firewall. We were going to this place pretty regularly and having activity. And and I said, I'll just walk 100 yards and see if I could see that firewall. Well, I walked 100 yards and didn't see it and thought, well, I'll just walk another 100 yards. Next thing I knew, I had done crossed the creek another two times and it was starting to get dark. And I thought, man, everything is in my backpack, my flashlight, my compass, everything. So I turned around to go back to my backpack and could not find the backpack.
My
And
FLIR was in that backpack.
your FLIR was in it. And it was what? Probably it was getting down in the 20s at night or something
Hmm.
like that.
It was
And
28, I think, for the low at night.
you know, we were sleeping in tarp tents where we could build a fire inside the tarp tent. And so I had no if you're at LBL, if you'll just keep walking straight, you're going to run into a road. And so that's what I done was I said I'm either going to run into a road or I'm going to run into our camp
Or a river.
or a river.
Yeah.
So I walked it, ran into a road, and of course you've got no uh cell reception there. And I thought, and so I looked and I said, well, I'm going to go as high as I can go. The road to the left, it starts climbing, and maybe I can get some cell reception. And so I just started walking up that road and finally got a bar. Larry was he had just gotten off work. I was going to get there early, and here I am sauntering around in the woods for 3 hours lost. And so I made it to the trace and told Larry the road that I came out on, and he had to come pick me up. And actually, I was in Kentucky, but started off in Tennessee. He had to pick me up in Kentucky and
Yeah.
then drive. We had to drive back to where we normally park and come in. And it was the next day before we found that backpack. Larry shared his sleeping bag with me and
Yeah, and
some other
Larry
stuff.
froze to death. Larry stayed up all night and kept the fire going. But the funny thing, too, about that is Mark had been watching Really Big Monkey on this primitive camping, and he had these ideas about making a rope bed and all this and that. And he was going to go out there and build the frames, and then we're going to tie our ropes up and sleep on that rope bed. And I think them frames are still laying out there.
Yeah.
I
So
bet people walk through there and look at that and go, "What is this?" uh, we built a nice firewall and everything,
yeah.
and that's still there. Last time I went down there.
Yeah. I said we go back sometime because it's a good area.
Yeah,
We found a lot of stuff.
yeah, that's true.
And
I
it,
remember. You remember that time it snowed real heavy and we were going camping and you backed out and Shelly backed out and everybody backed out and Debbie drove all the way up from Texas.
ah,
Yeah.
yeah, but you know why I had to back out. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a say so in the matter.
Oh.
I had wood in the back of my truck
You know
ready
how
to come up there and
you know
laugh.
how much wood I had?
But that's typical for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it's typical for Larry that if we're going someplace, let's say we're staying 4 nights and 3 days, I get to Larry's house, he ain't got a single thing packed. He's throwing crap together and throwing it in the back of the Jeep. And it's like, Larry, man, I got to be more prepared than this. I just,
I look like the old panhandler from going from town to town selling stuff. When I go in the woods, I got stuff hanging off everywhere.
just call you Mr. Haney.
Yeah. But it's helped people out. I know Kane, whenever we went to Kentucky, he
Yeah.
brought a fur coat. And that's all he brought to sleep in. And I brought an extra sleeping bag, and he probably would have died before we got out that weekend.
Yeah.
Which I was close myself, and I had a sleeping bag.
Yeah. We had Cam Buckner from Dixie Krypton with us
Yeah,
that weekend. And that was the weekend that you ate chili up off the ground.
it is. And it was good.
It looked
It,
good. You lapped
it,
it up like a dog.
it was high in fiber. Natural fiber. I don't know. We've had some good trips. We've went all over. I hate that you're going to Florida without me, but that's all right.
Well, I hate it too.
I,
Uh,
I guess
I hate that you're not going with us to meet up with Spencer and Anthony.
well Spencer won't change a date. He's so rude.
Well,
I told him the days I was going to be off, and then he plans it like a week and a half earlier. That ain't my fault.
well, that that's gonna be a good trip.
Yeah, I want to
He's
go.
he's studying the topos right now. I'm gonna leave it to him.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if I was to get that other job, which I don't know if I'm going to or not. I might be able to go, but
You know, my dad and mom probably ask me 3 or 4 times a week, has Larry heard anything yet? I'll call over there at my dad's and I'll say, what are you doing? Well, me and your mother's over here at Larry's house cleaning out these cabinets. You heard anything from Larry?
oh, well, I haven't heard anything. It's still open, so I don't know. Chili was ground beef. It was ground beef. It was good. All right, who's got a question for Mark?
Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing tonight?
I don't know what we're doing. I
Well,
called you to see what we were doing.
well, um you had to learn StreamYard. and how to get on and how to stream it to YouTube.
Yeah,
And this is how all this started.
it is, ain't it?
You said, should I hit that private button? Maybe before this is over with, all these people that are on here are going to wish that you'd hit that private
I
button.
guarantee it. No doubt about it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on back. All right. Y'all will probably get something on camera in Florida. What do you think about that, Mark? D. Stewart says he's got confidence in you.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never done no boogering in Florida, but we'll see. I wish there was somebody that was actually down there
There is.
that could go out and pre-scout. Pre-scouting is so important. If you're a deer hunter, you're going to pre-scout.
I thought
If
you had Mark down there pre-scouting.
I don't think he wants to pre-scout. At least he didn't the last time we were supposed to go. And but that's what you need. You need somebody out there that's going to study the topographical maps and go out and check these spots that look good on the maps and go in there and start doing circles and see if you can find something.
What are you looking for?
You're looking for signs. You're looking
Do you
for
know what kind?
anything that is out of the normal, anything that is not natural is what I'm looking for. Yeah, I see that Mo, but he did not want to do that the last time we went because I asked if he would like go down there and camp out, and
That's
he told me I was crazy.
yeah, he did. And I don't understand that. If we were willing to go off in there and camp in the hammocks, but nobody wanted to let us, and that's what we normally do anyway. I mean, they have people all the time that go in there
Yeah, it's
every
a
day.
camp. Base camp was at a campground.
Yeah. Bill Campbell asks anybody watching Expedition Bigfoot Kentucky season what y'all think. I have been watching it, and I've been close to the area they're at, not probably the exact area. And there are some Bigfoot in that area, no doubt about it. I, I don't. The most pressing thing or impressive thing I've seen is the thermal where he's watching the elk feeding the kudzu, and that thing's watching whatever it is. But they never really investigate what it was, or which that might be the next show. I don't know because he was going to send it to the other guy, but that was pretty impressive, interesting anyway. I mean, there wasn't a lot of movement to whatever was watching the elk, but it was a cool shot and something that should naturally occur. Them sneaking in on animals to take them. So I don't know, but the science that they use, the equipment they use is top notch. I think if they really stayed out there for the 7 or 14 days or however long they're out there, I think they would be able to come up with some good evidence. I'm not sure how much production it is that they're going out certain times and then the crew's taking them back to a hotel, or I don't know, don't care. It's for TV and it's pretty good, but I don't know that's 100% what we would do. They spend a lot of time shining the lights in the woods and then they're wanting to whisper like nothing can see the light for 2 miles in the woods. There's no point in whispering if you're going to shine your flashlight everywhere. What do you think?
Yep, I think so. And Mo just asked a question. He said, Mark, have you checked the area on Google Earth? And I have. I have studied it a lot. Whenever Kerry released the area, he first released it to Scott Owens, and Scott put together maps. And then I went into the maps and then went into the area on Google Earth. And I have some topographical software that's pretty detailed. And so I went into it. And Larry and I are both used to ridges and mountains and things like that. And but this software is really good, and you could actually tell where there would be slight berms in it. They may be just a foot or 15 inches or 18 inches difference, but that's enough for something to belly crawl up to. And so I had I've got a lot of stuff that's marked, and it's actually there's some places that I really like because there's a river that goes through there, or I think they call them canals down there.
Yeah.
And there is some federal land that's on the other side of the canal. And I've found some areas that look like that would make really good corridors. And that was south of where we were going to have our base camp. And I thought, that's we need to make sure we cover that and see where these critters are coming across, because that was pretty much a safe haven for them and not having to worry about people and on the other side of that canal, because it was thick. You could tell on Google Earth that it was really thick up in there, and they could just basically do what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be totally different with the vegetation and everything. We're used to oak flats, pine groves, that type thing. And there you're going to have palmettos that are six
Yeah.
foot tall and thick. And it's going to be weird for sure. Hoosier said you're going to get lost.
Well, uh, my friend Dave from Fun in the Woods told me. I said something one time. Of course, I always got a compass on me. I got a military compass, but I do carry a GPS. And Dave told me, he said all that is a piece of plastic that holds dead batteries.
Sometimes I've been
Yeah,
out there with it dead,
yeah.
and that ain't good if you don't know nothing about a compass. That's for sure. But I watched Dave's last video. He did the Franken shelter
Uh huh.
where he went winter camping to build a fire and all that. And you remember he told that story about John's Mountains, the only place he ever left and wouldn't
Yeah.
go back to. He said he was one mountain away from John's Mountain, and that's as close as he's been to it since that happened.
I'd like to go down there.
Yep, me too. But he went back closer. He had a dog come up on him, and you could hear it run off chasing something, but I don't know how far off in there he got this time because he was close to John's Mountain. But I don't know.
Mo,
Uh
that
huh.
that that place that's that research area. I think the research area is actually at the campsite, but the place that me and Larry had said something to Carrie that we were going to take our hammocks and go about one click south, and Carrie told us he wasn't going to allow that. He didn't want me and Larry separating from the crew and going out with hammocks and uh, going into the bush, going deep into the bush.
Yeah.
But that's just what we normally do.
And the main reason's because he's wanting to video everything, and if we separate from everybody else, it makes it harder for him to get video footage and stuff. Because he ain't gonna trust me and Mark when we got a 800-pound Bigfoot growling at us to pull the camera up and film it.
Hit the record button.
Yeah, but yeah, I was more worried about the pythons and the snakes
Yeah.
and the mosquitoes. Holy moly! I can't stand going turkey hunting in a swamp because of the mosquitoes. I can't imagine sitting there camping next to a swamp for a week.
Yeah.
Oh me,
Man,
everybody, everybody there would want to kill me.
I know I one time when I went to Falk, it was hot like that and the skeeters were out and this guy he was a newspaper editor and he wanted to go out and he wrote up a good article. I was really pleased with the article, the Arkansas Gazette or Arkansas Field and Stream. I don't know what it was called, but he says, "Man, I want you to take me out someplace where it's just boonies." And so we went out with hammocks and camped out. And I remember right before it got dark, I said, "Look!" And there was a gator swimming in that Sulphur River down there.
Yeah.
And I thought, "Wow, this is going to be a fun night."
Is that before the dude took his clothes off or after?
I think you got that mixed up with your story.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Trying to trick me.
Uh huh. So, did y'all have anything happen that night?
Not really. Not really. Uh-uh.
I remember you going, but I didn't remember. I knew you went out with that reporter, but I didn't remember y'all camping out away
Yeah.
from everybody. I thought
Yeah.
he just took the boat trip with you.
Well, he took the boat trip. I took him on a night hike every night.
Yeah.
And which we would uh, man, we went out pretty far. And but the boat trip was cool. We were out sitting out parabolics and man, that place it's just like going back in time, you know. I mean, it was just you think you're in South America or something.
Yeah. I know William Lunsford and Stephen Hill, they have a lot of activity down around through there. So, do you remember me and William going fishing?
I do.
You know I caught like 10 to 12 and he did too. You know where we caught them?
Right in the mouth.
Yep. Every one of them. It was a good trip though. I enjoyed it. All right. Now what else you want to do?
I don't know. I think you passed this test with flying colors.
I don't know. I didn't see much done.
Well,
Look at that.
would you
Yeah.
look at that?
Would you look at that? Oh gosh, that's fabulous. Oh no.
No, Debbie, I don't think he was with the Texarkana Gazette. I think he was from Little Rock. I think he come down from Little Rock, one of those big papers there, or it was actually a magazine, was what it was. But based out of Little Rock.
Little Rock. Oh.
Uh, Wonder Woman just asked you a question, Larry. She says, "Have you prepped for possible dogman encounters in Florida?"
She didn't ask me because I'm not getting to go to Florida.
Well,
She
I
asked you.
well, our home research area is Land Between the Lakes, which is notorious for the beast of LBL. And so I don't know. I show respect for everything in the woods, and we haven't had no bad experiences out there at LBL. So I'm just what I do at LBL is basically what I do at every place we go to.
What is that? Nothing.
Nothing.
Sit around and say what's for supper. You know it. Oh, how do you change that background there? Or is that something you got to pay for?
No, I think that's something you got to pay for.
Well, good. That's annoying anyway when you change all that background stuff.
I'm glad you told me that. I'll keep it up.
It's distracting.
Yeah.
Maybe I have 40 people in live chat, and Larry talked about pooping and flushing his. I didn't say I flushed my underwear. Thanks a lot, Debbie. She's always got to call you out, don't she?
Yeah. She's been around your daddy too long.
Yeah.
He's rubbed off on her.
I let her listen to our conversation this afternoon. She kept hitting me saying, "Quit saying that." And I'm like, he loves it. Why don't we call Debbie in here to tell her poop story? Debbie? She's in there giggling. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's favorite subject. It ain't my favorite subject, but since I got my gallbladder out, it's become my favorite subject. Mark, won't you tell them that time that you were at band camp? You remember that story?
Band camp.
Never mind, that come from American Pie.
Oh.
Have you guys done anything in Louisiana? I have worked down there. I went red fishing down in Louisiana, and that was great. I'll mispronounce the name of the town I went fishing out of, but I call it Lafitte, but it may be Lafayette or something like that. It's south of New Orleans. I went fishing out of Morgan City, red fishing. We done pretty good. And I think it's a canal that they built to the Gulf that goes up to Morgan City. But I've not went bigfooting in Louisiana that I can think of. Debbie has. She's been to Kisatchie and a couple other spots. Mark had never been to Louisiana because they banned him a long time ago. New Orleans was built by pirates, and they saw Mark's goatee, and they said, "You can't come down here." We got rid of all the pirates years ago.
I have gone through Louisiana to go boogering at other places, but I'm waiting on somebody to invite me to come down there to Louisiana. I'd like to do South Mississippi. I'd love to be able to do that Pearl River.
Well, now's the time to be doing it. Whenever it's cold and the
Yeah.
snakes and the alligators are. But I don't know. Stephanie wants to know why we wanted to be away from the group when we were going camping last year. Stephanie, it's because we like to have activity. And whenever you put yourself out there away from everybody else, they tend to come to you and mess with you.
Smaller the group, the more activity you're likely to have.
Unless you are at LBL. Lane asks, what's a redfish? Basically, it is a saltwater drum, but they are very good eating. They are the same family of a drum. They are a
I've
type of
never
drum.
thought of that, but they are. They do look like a drum.
They're the same family as the
Yeah.
freshwater, saltwater.
Tell tell the drum story from a
Which
couple of
one?
months ago when me
Oh,
and you were out there fishing.
the drum or the Asian carp?
The Asian carp. Yeah, the Asian
Yeah.
carp.
Man, we were just sitting there on the Cumberland River catfishing, and we had just went through the thunderstorm had already come through and went on. Well, no, that was the day before.
The day before.
Yeah, but anyway, we were anchored down catfishing, wasn't getting any bites, and all of a sudden, probably 15-pound Asian carp jumps up out of the water and hits me in the back of the shoulder and comes over in the boat and's flopping around everywhere. And them things are crazy. But we threw it back out of the boat after Mark killed it. But we went back to shore, and I had the imprint from the
Yeah.
slime on the thing of its tail where it slapped me in the back on my shirt. Those things, they're going to ruin the waterways for sure if something ain't done. And I don't know
Yeah.
what they can do to
And I
fix
think
it.
that night I had to dispatch a copperhead that you jumped over.
Yeah, I sure did. I went down to the boat to get something. When I was coming back, there was a copperhead going across where I'd just come down the bank. So I hollered at Mark to come get it, and Shelly come over there and just picked it up and bit its head off. It was amazing. Oh, Shelly. I don't know why Shelly wouldn't get on here and tell us about that
she
log.
she may not know.
I sent her a message and
Did
she
you?
never even looked at it. She must be gluing or something. I don't know. You can't tell.
I'm gonna text her.
She won't come on here. No, she ain't even looked at it. She's probably asleep. Oh, we've had some fun though. Are you texting her?
I just text her.
Somebody is Shelly a glue sniffer? She seems to be addicted to it. I don't know. She goes on glue parties all the time.
You know,
Yeah.
Shelley got to meet an old friend of mine this past weekend, and this guy, this guy is uh, just an amazing guy with amazing stories, and I made sure that Mars got to that she got to hear these stories from Mars instead of hearing them second handed from me. But Mars is an exceptional drummer, and when he was 14 years old, he was living in Salt Lake City, Utah. 14 years old, he runs away from home with his drum set at 14 to San Francisco. And next thing he knows, he's living with Pigpen's little brother. You know who Pigpen is?
I have no idea.
He's the drummer for the Grateful Dead.
All I had in my mind was the guy on Charlie Brown.
And uh, then he was living with Pigpen's brother, and then he met up with two of Jimi Hendrix's roadies that, and they were starting a band, and they were looking for a drummer. And anyway, she got to hear him tell the story of Mars and getting to like wear some of Jimi Hendrix's clothing and his paranormal. And at one point, the car got impounded, and they broke into the police impound lot, and they went floor to floor to floor, and it was all the way at the very top because there was a bunch of Jimi Hendrix's stuff in there, and they didn't care about the car. They just wanted to get that trunk of stuff, and then they had to escape from the impound thing, and the police somehow or another the police spotted them, and they were getting chased, and but they got out of there. They got out of there with that trunk full of Jimi Hendrix's stuff. It's a pretty cool story, and I was really glad that Shelley got to hear Morris tell that story because it's a great story.
Where's all that stuff now?
Ain't no telling. Ain't no
Man,
telling.
probably be worth some money
Yeah.
for sure. But
Hey, Patrick Noble just
Patrick's here. Patrick, we ordered some stuff to try to replicate the print, and my woman left the cast at her house. It's supposed to be in tomorrow. It's some kind of putty that you meld together, and then you put it over the thing, and it hardens into a rubber thing that you can peel off, and then pour. We're gonna try it, but not anymore. Not anymore. Dee Stewart said something about in Louisiana the cops on Route 10 monitor speeding if you're 5 miles an hour over. I remember I was working in Louisiana, in New Orleans, actually, after a hurricane. And you get out there toward Gretna and Metairie, and you got, I can't remember what, I guess it's Interstate 10 or something that goes out there across the Mississippi River and all that. And then you get off of it down into the town area. But there's a parallel road to that bridge that runs through there. And I was on it, and they got some cut-through roads to go to the other side. And I'm following my phone. It's telling me I got an address to go to work on their... Uh-oh. There she is, Shelley. I'll pick you up here in a second, Shelley. But that cut-through road, my address is right on the other side of it. So
your dress. You were wearing a dress?
Address. So I hit that road and go through there, and about halfway through there, I realize it's a one-way street. And I go on through there and get off on my street that I need to be on, and a cop comes up behind me, pulls me over. And next thing I know, another police officer's pulled in across from me. And he gets out and he comes up there and he says, "Sir, I guess you know why I stopped you, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I figured it out about halfway through there." And he said, "I guess you're down here helping out with a hurricane." He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Tennessee." And he said, "All right." He went back and run my license and stuff, come back and said, "Well, we appreciate you being down here helping us, but just make sure you pay attention to the signs and don't read your phone because that phone's wrong a lot of times on these one-way streets." And I was like, "All right, I appreciate it." He's letting me go and all this. And the guy across was a sergeant. He got on his PA system and said, "Don't use the iPhone map. It will lead you the wrong way every time." And I was like, "Okay." But it was great. Let's get Shelley up here.
Yeah, you got a rock star on here too.
Is she a rock star?
No, I'm talking about Duke.
Shelley.
Hey,
You're echoing.
am I?
Yeah.
What do I need to do? My
Headphones.
headphones? All right, hang on.
You can't take her anywhere.
Can't take her nowhere. Because she'll back up on it.
But the day before that, a police officer got ambushed by somebody with an AK-47, and everybody they stopped, they were running the double cruiser on, But I was like, oh boy, they're going to take me to jail. I'm down there trying to help. Hey, dude, how are you doing? Tell us how you bit. Oh, that's for Shelly whenever she comes back. Shelly, I love that. Yeah, we can't believe Shelly puts up with us either. Or Debbie puts up with us. Shelly.
What?
You're still echoing.
She's acting like a rookie, isn't she?
Yeah. At least I've got that down.
We're live.
You're live.
Oh,
I didn't even fix my hair.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Hey, Ruger Ridge.
We need a call-in number.
Hey, guys.
That's a good idea. Hey.
She seems really loud, don't she, or something?
She is loud.
Am I loud? How's that?
It's fine. What have you been doing, Shelly? People were concerned you were sniffing glue.
I didn't know what you guys were doing. I didn't know this was live. I thought y'all want to get on talk. BS.
We are. Live.
Apparently, you have not subscribed to Beast of the Woods and click the bell.
Yeah, evidently.
Now,
thanks for your support, Shelly.
Yeah, I mean, Duke is, Moog is, Chris, Ray, Wonder Woman, Ruger Ridge, Barb.
I was looking for my notification. Oops. Hey,
Dan Ricky.
Hey, Dan. Dan's on
there.
There
he is. Poor Shelly.
Dan is.
Like a flower in the midst of barbarians. Oh, Dan knows us too well.
Yep, no doubt about that. We ought to get Dan on here and do a political talk show with him.
Yeah. We'll be building concentration camps before it's all said and done.
That's true. I bet Dan's been fit to be tied for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Poor Dan.
We better not go there.
No. That's one thing we stay away from, religion and politics. That alienates everybody. See, Shelly even quit talking.
Yeah. So,
did you want something? I don't know.
Well, actually,
hey, Ray, Stephanie.
Larry told a story earlier about you backing up on a log. Can you give us a first-hand account of you backing up on a log?
We showed the video.
Did you really show it?
No.
I'm going to kill you. We actually were panning for gold. A friend of ours had brought his gold panning pans. What do you call them?
Pans.
Gold pans. And Larry and I, we're going to pan for gold. I mean, I knew I wouldn't find anything. It was just the idea, something to tell the grandkids, something fun to do. And, hey, Chris. But we had been panning for gold. I've got pictures of that, of Larry squatting over the stream. Of course, it's very hard work, and I knew we wouldn't find anything. But anyway, we were done. But we had crossed the creek to the other side. What? What is so funny?
Larry squatting. I hope he's sprouted up.
Anyway, guys, being a guy, that we had crossed over this big log that went over the creek, and it was over my head. Wait, how far up was it? It was way over my head by the time. Yeah. So Larry just gets up there and, trots across it, and I said, I am not doing that because I'll fall off. I have no balance. So I just kind of scooched across, and Mark had to videotape it. Scooched. Yeah.
Which video's that in, Mark?
I I would.
trying to get across the log.
We were laughing with you.
We
Not
were
at
laughing
you.
at Larry heckling you.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry was actually laughing out loud at me, making fun of me. He thought it was hilarious.
It was.
It was
And I
not. It was not.
And I was filming it.
Yep, you were.
Do you remember at one point you couldn't go forward anymore, so you turned around the other way?
No.
It's
No.
true. You did.
Did I? That was
Yeah.
how many years ago?
Here, I'll show it. Hold on.
No, Larry. I'm hanging up. Y'all just got me on here to harass me.
No, we want you to tell your favorite outing memory that you got.
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
All right, your least favorite. What's something that sticks out in your mind?
Y'all can't put me on the spot. I have to think about it. I mean, every outing's been great. Just as sitting around the campfire, I'm trying to think of anything. I just remember one of the things that really sticks out was that time when you and Spencer and Debbie we were in Kentucky, or was it Tennessee? And y'all were camping out there up on the mountain, and I heard that tree fall, and it sounded like, I thought it was fireworks going off at first.
Yeah.
I was asking Mark, I was like, what? I was like, what is that noise? Is that like fire? It was like, and then you heard it fall. Like, you could tell it was this huge tree. I'm going to kill you, Larry.
There it
Is that how you get views?
is. That's going to be the thumbnail.
If you're using me to get views. Oh, gosh.
No, that's actually the thumbnail on Outlaws Appalachian Outing Part 4.
Larry.
Larry is pimping out Shelly tonight.
Oh, me. Poor Shelley.
Look at you, Larry. You got it under control, Mr.
I
Host.
don't either.
Look at you playing with it.
Don't say that,
Don't
Shelley.
say that, Shelly.
Oh, sorry.
Golly, Bill.
I'm at the StreamYard.
Can't take her nowhere.
I
Nowhere.
was talking about, y'all are the ones that your minds went in the gutter.
All right. You got to swivel those hips to pan gold's what Patrick said, Shelley.
I'll try to put are you on the, I'll put some pictures up there on the group page of us panning gold. We didn't swivel any hips though.
Yeah. You missed it a while ago. I told Patrick that I'd ordered some. It's a putty that you mix two parts, and then you could put it over the cast, and then it hardens and you peel it off, and you can use it to pour other casts, maybe.
Yeah.
I ordered it. It's supposed to come in tomorrow, but Debbie forgot to bring her print, so we don't have nothing to use it on.
Thanks, Debbie. She's advertising it. Is she there?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
right there.
When's she leaving?
Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we need
Well,
to have dinner.
There you go.
What is it? What?
I said we need to have dinner. What y'all
Oh.
doing? Y'all going camping?
I retired.
Yeah, I had found something too on Amazon. I had it marked. I think it was the same thing. It was some kind of silicone thing that worked really good, and I was going to turn it upside down in a pan and pour it and all that. I was kind of waiting until it wasn't so cold. I'm not so sure about, you'd have to go do it outside and it being really cold. Then
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Jamie? That's a good idea.
Yeah, if you want to waste $75 on the material
Yeah,
just to
it's
use your foot.
Yeah, it's expensive. But I was going to order that because it comes in a little box, and you don't
Yeah.
know how much you're getting. it could take 2 or 3 boxes. That stuff's not cheap. And you don't know how, we have to experiment.
My second thought about it was to buy the stuff that everybody's using to put their hands in to make that. But instead of doing it in that, build a box big enough to put the cast in.
Yeah.
Mix that stuff up and pour that and let it harden a little bit, enough that you could put the cast in it and it wouldn't sink all the way to the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can get aluminum pan, like a aluminum,
you could,
like a baking pan. That's what I was going to use.
That would work too. But that stuff is made to tear away and tear off in chunks. So I don't know when you took the cast out if it would hold enough of the print to pour another. I don't know how long it would last. The other is made for molds where you can do jewelry and stuff that I bought. It's supposed to withstand 400 degrees and this and that. I don't know. I just thought I'd try it. Worst thing it can do is not work.
Or break the cast.
No, I wouldn't.
The only one that was thin is the one I got that broke. The rest of them look pretty thick. I'm worried more about it sticking to the plaster and pulling little chunks out of it or something than I am breaking it. But
I sure would like to do the 3D printer, but I ain't had no luck at finding.
Man, down there in Memphis, there ought to be a 3D printer on every.
You would think.
They're down there printing guns off.
I've heard it takes a long time, though, to print something. Like, it takes hours and hours and hours to just do a little bit. I don't know if there are different machines that do that or what, but
I don't either. What's Dan doing? He probably already logged off.
Yeah.
He gets bored of us.
He got some more sketches to draw out. Campsites. Let's just call them campsites.
Dan, are you still on here? Type yes or no. We need to get Vicky and Dan to go eat too.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Is that Italian place in Dyersburg still open? Man, that was some good food they had there.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Lupo's?
Yeah. That was really good.
I'm ready for some fried chicken. Or catfish.
They got a Popeyes.
No! I was talking about Real Foot.
Oh. I guess we could go there.
They killing folk up at Reelfoot now.
What?
That's what Larry told me.
What do you mean killing people? Like, literally?
Yeah.
Literally. They got into it about duck hunting, and some guy shot 2 younger guys.
You're kidding. Oh my gosh. Wow. People crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. But for years at Reelfoot, they've had disputes over duck blinds and stuff. People will burn down their duck blind. I've heard of other people getting shot, but normally they're not killed. They're just dusted or peppered. But this guy shot him. Dan is there. His sides are hurting. All right, Dan, we're going to holler at you and try to eat something. D. Stewart says, Outlaws, I miss Coombo Bear and Matt Knapp. Would like to see them on Beast TV with all y'all. We've had Matt on.
Yeah, and it was a year ago, last October, we were camping, and Bear said that he would come back, he would come on our show, but he just, he don't even go on Bigfoot Crossroads.
I don't think he's doing social media very much anyway. He's kind of stays off of that for the most part. So,
but
yeah. But yeah, they're still looking for the guy that shot the kids, though.
That's horrible over a duck blind. I mean, I understand that that's prime hunting down up there, but still, that's somebody lost their child over that.
Yeah, the one boy I know, he was 2 years older than my son. Whenever I coached Dylan in basketball, he was on one of the opposing teams. So, and he's a good kid, good family. I don't know what happened. I know sometimes people get mouthy, and nowadays with everybody's pretty stressed out nowadays with COVID. I don't know what happened, but the worst thing happened in the end. Somebody did something very stupid over a duck. So that's about all I know.
Oh, that was somebody got shot here in town over a parking spot.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy. People are getting crazier. But I don't know. It's just the pressure that everybody's under, the government. Whew.
I'm not under any pressure. My life has not changed one bit. I'm such a homebody. No.
Mine ain't changed either. I get up and go to work every day.
Yep. Go home, go to bed, sit around the house.
I've been trying to get COVID just so I could take 2 weeks off, and I can't get it.
I think I had it last February.
I'm kidding. I don't
Before
know.
all this
I may
started.
have had it. Who knows? I'm one of those that if I'm sick, I got to work. I don't go around hacking and coughing on everybody, but most of the time I'm working outside. So if I don't feel good, I'll do what I got to do outside and not go into anybody's house. But I don't know. It might be time to take off when I'm sick.
X-lax. All right. Are you putting up the quotes? Have you done the quotes? I mean, the comments. Have you put them up there, Larry? Do you know how to do that?
No, I don't.
Okay, good point, Shelley.
Good
Go over.
point.
We could put Ray's.
Oh, I see
Ray
now. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And people are crazy. Which one were you talking about, Shelley?
Ray Dahl. Hers is below Stephanie's.
Oh, at the bottom?
Uh-huh.
Now y'all tell me to do this stuff.
There you go.
I got an X-Lax story.
Oh boy. Here we go.
No, the cat people will just.
Oh,
the cat
yeah.
ladies out there, they would just hit the ceiling. It don't matter if it was 40 years ago.
You got to tell us now. You can't bait and switch.
How about that? I saw where someone packed clay around the cast and made an impression and then poured another one.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Get some kind of silicone. Silicone. How do you say it, Larry?
Who cares? He said clay, though. It was like Play-Doh or what? I wonder. I'm sure there's all kinds of things you can do, but
Larry,
Duke said he can't even get Bear on his show.
well, if you want to see Bear on TV, then you can go to Sawdust Beast and go to our outlaw shows. And from when we would go out camping or go out running the roads together. So you can see him on Sawdust Beast.
Yeah, he's been laying low for a long time. I think he's he's probably doing what we all should be doing, and that's getting out more and staying off. I'm really bad about getting on Facebook and just scrolling and Pinterest and all those things. So we need to put our phones down and get outside more.
Definitely. It would solve a lot of the world's problems.
Let me ask you a question, Larry.
I'm going to answer it.
Okay. Now, since I'm the guest on here, Am I not able to comment? I don't see a place to where I can actually type, and
Nope.
that's odd, isn't it?
Welcome to my world. Yeah, I've looked at it and I've never found a way to comment on nothing. But
That's
I can
interesting.
comment here. But
Look, I've seen Moog say hello to people. There's got to be some way that.
yeah, but I can say hello.
Oh, okay, I got
But
it.
but you can't.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but yeah, every time we're on live, I see something and I want to comment, say hey.
Duke. You're gonna give him the Duke. You're gonna give Larry the fat head like Mark's got. So you quit saying that.
Ray Doll's been poisoning her ex-husband. How about that? Just with X-Lax, not for real. All right. Is there anything else y'all want to do?
I guess not. I guess your little test went off without a hitch.
I don't. What were we testing?
We were testing if you could broadcast to
and
YouTube.
I could. I figured
And you
it out.
could. You figured
Yeah.
it out. You're smarter than the average bear.
Why you got to bring him into it? Shelley, is there
That's a good
anything
one.
you want to talk about before we
Not that I
go?
can think of.
Mark, you would have to respond to chat on the YouTube side. So
Yeah, that's
I could
true.
go, I could pull up another page
Yeah, you can. I can't.
and
I got to order that thing to do a different screen on this laptop. You know, to make it a two-screener.
yeah.
Larry
Let it
sucks.
sprout.
How did you do that? Oh, see, I'm not on
See,
YouTube.
I pulled up another.
on
Yeah, I
YouTube?
pulled up
Okay.
YouTube.
Really, Dan? Be suspicious of chocolate chip cookies forever.
Dan would still eat them, though, because it's chocolate.
That's the funniest thing to see Dan come up out of a tent in freezing weather when he wakes up in the morning.
Hey, tell them about that night we went out calling and Dan had the chocolate milk.
Oh, oh. It
I
was.
think Larry's done that too, though.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
I already
It was
shared my story, Shelley. You got on there.
Oh wow, I'll have to go back and watch it.
Hey, what did on your next birthday? What did Shelley get you for your birthday after that incident?
I got a knife and I got socks for my next birthday. And unfortunately, I lost the knife at LBL during the meet and greet. I still got the socks, though. Every one of them, Shelley.
I'm gonna have to go up to LBL and find everything you've lost. All the
Yeah.
recorders and knives and
I'm going to take a metal detector with me. Yeah, I've lost probably $300 or $400 worth of stuff.
Recorders? Man.
Wait. Let's add 600 more on for that flare I dropped in the creek.
Ooh.
Yeah, I forgot
Oh.
that one.
Ooh.
Mark and Larry, you should make each other mods, then you could comment. Well, we can comment on YouTube. It's just on StreamYard, it doesn't give you the option if you're a
Yeah.
guest. Only the host can through StreamYard. They need to work on that. But you never did tell Dan's chocolate milk story.
We were out.
Shelley, don't be scared.
Me, you, and Shelley, Dan and Vicky and Buddy. Am I leaving anybody out?
No.
And so we were going to go out and do some calls at night and hit some places. And we stopped by a little convenience store, and Dan went in there and got him a chocolate milk. He drank that chocolate milk all the way out there that first spot. Me and Dan sitting, and Shelly sitting in the back. Miss Vicky and Buddy sitting up front with Larry driving, and we go. That Jeep is hard to get in and out of. I mean, this Jeep sets up tall.
And that was my old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to, Shelly's in the middle, and I get out, and Shelly trying to, and Dan, you could see him scurrying trying to get out. And we got out, and we met at the back of the Jeep. He looked at me and shook his, looking around and says, I'm going to go. He goes, I drink that chocolate milk. I'm going to go find me a bush somewhere.
Poor Dan. I'm going to tell everybody tonight.
It's fun. I already told my McDonald's story, so.
That's the best one.
Oh, that was bad. I mean, bad. Well, I guess it worked, so. We've been on here an hour and 31 minutes.
Wow. We done a show.
I thought y'all were doing a test, or I would have been on
That's
earlier.
what it was.
It was a test.
No, I mean like a live test. That's different. I thought y'all were just BSing on the...
It was a live test. And we did BS through the whole hour and a half.
And the Blaylacs are on now.
Yeah, hey.
Now you about to slam the door on them.
Well,
You're kicking the Blaylacs to the curb, Larry.
I'm not kicking them to the curb. It's just getting close to. It's my bedtime. It's 10:17.
Audrey and Jamie are on here.
Hey, what do you say whenever I start rubbing my head? He says when Larry starts rubbing that old noggin, he's getting tired.
Yep.
That's a true story.
AJ, we were just doing a test. Why don't you give a little, tell everybody what we're kind of doing, Larry?
What we're kind of doing is Mark messaged me earlier to do a test, and he said, you need to get on StreamYard and see if you can go live and stuff. And I started to text him back and say why, and then I thought, well, I'll just get on StreamYard and talk to him. And then we got on here and people started joining in, and we ain't even talked about what we're doing. What are we doing?
I don't know. But this is your train wreck.
Yeah, I know. But
so
we were trying to figure out something to do here that wasn't just a normal guest talk podcast. I don't know. And we still ain't figured out nothing because Shelly won't tell us.
Crow Creek, hey. AJ, Lane, man, we got some of my favorite people in this whole wide world on here tonight.
Yeah,
you got some good people subscribed to your channel.
Yeah,
I agree, no doubt about it.
And what are we doing?
All right, it's time to answer questions from the audience, and Shelly, Larry's rule. We got to take our shirts off.
Yep, that's right.
Let's take our shirts off, Shelly.
Ratty, 30-year-old.
We'll take it off. We're going to answer. It's time to answer questions.
Michael Owens said he likes that. See? Look at that.
This isn't strip poker.
That may not been what he was talking about, but we'll put it up there.
He don't know that Larry's about to bring Sally in here in the studio.
That's just wrong. That's my question. Uh-oh. All right. Well, nobody's got any questions, so we're gonna get off here.
Did you ask her question?
I think she asked it earlier about.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're a bunch, except for Shelley, we're imbeciles. We have no idea what we're doing.
He knows not to call me an imbecile.
Well, maybe we found out what we're doing. We'll just get on here and bullcrap and let everybody join in. Well, this is like an outdoor type channel, so
AJ just asked a question.
guess we can talk about anything at any time. Because when y'all going back to LBL? Wait a second. Patrick asked that. When are y'all going back to LBL? And when is the next camp out? Wait a second. It moves. When are we going back to LBL? Shelley?
I don't know.
Going this weekend?
I don't know. It's going to be cold. What's the temperature going to be this weekend?
Well, it's going to get rained out.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a good question.
Lockbeard. Here we go.
That's a question.
We don't know, Lockbeard. We really don't. There was much to talk about winging. It is good. There you go. See?
The Seinfeld of Sasquatch. Much to do about nothing.
That's
I have a question. I have a question, Larry. How long have you been hunting at LBL? Have you answered that question? Have you talked about that before?
I guess over 25 years.
That's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been.
But you've mostly done the southern end, like you know. I know you know a lot of those roads, but it mostly. Well, I mean, you can't hunt in Kentucky; you have to buy a license. But you sure do know those back roads. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to tell them about you and Mark getting stuck?
Sure, we'll tell them what you were about to do.
No. Let's go on to Lockbeard's question here. Do you feel you need direction in your life? Mark, do you feel you need direction in your life?
I do have direction in my life. I do.
Well,
do you have direction in your life, Shelley?
Yes. Larry, do you?
Yes, I do. And my direction is usually forward with a step or two backwards. All right. Sasquatch or deer? AJ, I've hunted deer and turkey and squirrel. Mark and I went up there squirrel hunting just 3 weeks ago. Mark, tell them how many squirrels you got.
Did not get anything. I had an anchor chained up to me trying to go squirrel hunting.
Yeah.
His name was Larry the Gout Porch.
Yeah, it was. I did have the gout, and it hurt.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. I didn't know what to do for you.
Well,
that deer trailer. What's that thing? That little deer hauler?
Yeah.
You should have gotten that.
I've got one. Yeah.
Put him on that.
That gout was rough, but we had some medicine that kind of took care of it. Remember that medicine you kept taking because your throat was getting sore?
Yeah.
All right. I don't barely know where I am half the time, Lockbeard said. Oh, LBL is a good place, AJ, no doubt. I tell you what, if they don't start doing something for those hogs,
Yeah,
it's
hogs
going
are
to be
getting
scary. You know, over the last weekend, I joined a group. I forget exactly what it's called. It's an LBL group about hidden places in LBL, like old cabins, like there's a bus that's off in the woods there in LBL that people go to. You know, we went to Hotel California. They talk about different graveyards, like the vampire house and all that type of stuff. But anyway, somebody was hiking a trail, and evidently LBL has trapping areas, and somebody that was trapping had put one of those traps on the edge of a hiking trail, and their dog stepped in it.
Oh.
They said it was a bigger dog and it didn't break its leg or anything, and it got it out of it, but evidently they had a big dog and a small dog, and they said if the small dog had stepped in it, it would have probably killed the small dog.
Wow.
Oh.
But I didn't realize, and that could have been somebody mischievously putting a trap out there like that. But there were other people that came on there and said that they've also found some traps close to hiking trails and stuff. So I've never really thought of that, which we never hike the trails. We're always off through the woods, but
Yeah.
I've not really even considered, stepping in one of those steel traps or anything. So we need to pay attention to that for sure.
Surely they'd mark those some way. Like,
They are supposed to be
They're
marked.
supposed to be marked.
But if somebody's doing it for meanness,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. But that's all I know.
Debbie.
I don't.
Debbie's
know.
cracking jokes on there.
Yeah, it's time to go when she starts doing that.
She started acting up.
All right, folks, this ends the live stream broadcast of whatever it was. And here we are. But we'll do it again sometime. Hey, Larry, it's David. It's Beast of the Woods coming out with new content. Man, I have so much video stuff and audio stuff that I've not edited and put out. I've got fishing videos. Shot deer hunting videos last year when I went deer hunting, and a lot of our camping and outing videos I've shot, and I've just not. You can ask Mark, what's my biggest gripe about putting out videos?
Editing.
I hate editing. I would rather go live out in the field and do it than I had to video it and come back and put it together. But I've got all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to at some point. But I've been lazy, and I've been busy, and haven't done it. So we'll try to get it done. I may have to go down to this local college and hire somebody that's into that and hand them all the stuff and say, here's $100. Make it good. Why has one of my state lawmakers lost his mind in Oklahoma? What do y'all think about that?
I don't know, but I watched that on what do we watch that on, Shelley?
You watched
With
it on
Brian-
Cryptoholics.
Yeah,
Cryptoholics,
Yeah.
And kept wanting to say SBA, which
Yeah, they're the
what it
SBA.
is. They're the
Right.
SBA, but I couldn't think of Cryptoholics. And it seemed like he was telling a different story on that than the way it was presented as far as the news media goes. I don't know.
Yeah, he did it more as a publicity, a tourist deal than anything, but it takes away from anybody that's serious about it, I think. But I didn't hear his whole reason for it. Did y'all listened to his whole reason for it. It was mainly to bring in tourists to southeast Oklahoma, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
Crow Creek, I've offered that.
he has.
He made a joke. Marketing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's great.
All right, Shelley, how are you going to capture one alive? You will not, I don't think.
Good luck.
Glag Saga. Now that'll be good, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. All right, I'm about at the end of my rope. I've hit every button on here. And still don't know nothing.
Y'all be looking for instructions on Thursday night.
Mark's going to bring out instructions on Beast TV.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be on Sawdust Beast.
Yeah.
It'll be somewhere. We still don't know what we're doing. All right, I'm about to sneeze, so I'm going to cut this off.
Good night, everybody. It was great seeing everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Night, footers.
There's no outro. See y'all.
Bye.